with just kind of marching kind of in place as slow as we need to. Okay, we're also going to move our joints at the same time in the next part. Okay, so we're still kind of breathing in. Okay, kind of opening your chest a little bit, straightening out the arms, looking kind of behind you. Okay, if you do feel dizzy, feel free to skip the turning of the head part. Okay, so just kind of back and forth. Okay, still a little dark here today. So let me turn on more of the blinds. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, so breathing in. Okay, breathing out. Okay, so just back and forth. Okay, so let's tilt your head sideways a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to move our shoulders up and down a few times. Okay, just feeling a little bit of a stretch at the top of the shoulders, side of neck. Okay, and same thing on the other side. Okay, so go as slow as you need to. Okay, let's do a big shoulder roll. Okay, so we incorporate the spine as well. Okay, so kind of round your back as you push your shoulders forward. Okay, and arch your back as you pull your shoulders backwards. Okay, deep breath in as you open the chest. Okay, and maybe just a few times the other way. Okay, let's move the shoulders and the elbows a little bit. Okay, we're just going to circle our arms. Okay, try to keep your elbows closed and push your hands out a little further. Okay, feeling the muscle at the side of the shoulders a little bit more. Okay, opposite, we're trying to reach into our armpits. Okay, and reaching out. So just reaching in the armpits. You can feel your shoulders maybe pushing forward a little bit. Okay, so let's move the entire shoulder. Okay, just a classic shoulder swing, a shoulder circle. Okay, go as big as you want or as small as you want. Okay, and just a couple of times the other way. Okay, let's work our brain a little bit. We're going to try opposite direction each hand. Okay, so you know you're doing it right. So if your hands meet in the middle and then separate. Okay, as you can change directions. Maybe the arms are going in opposite direction. Okay, stretching out a little bit. Okay, just a couple of wrist circles. Okay, and same thing on the side. Okay, opening, closing the hand. Okay, opening, closing the fingertips. Okay, you do side to side as well. Okay, so let's just kind of work up our ankles and calves a little bit. So let's just go on our tiptoes for a little bit. Okay, and then changing, kind of marching on our heels. Okay, just kind of alternating back and forth. Okay, let's try kind of marching with our feet slightly apart. Okay, just using more of our hip muscles. Okay, try marching front to back a little bit. Okay, slowly see if you can pick your knee up in the front and kick up your heel in the back. Okay, so slightly bigger motion. Okay, just working out our hip flexors and also our hamstring, the back of our thighs. Okay, and then switch legs, same idea. Okay, pick your knee in the front, picking up the heel in the back. Okay, go as slow as you need to. Okay, okay, and back to march. Okay, that's roughly 5 minutes. Okay, so next part, we're just going to slowly ramp up. Okay, we're going to do pretty much do 30 seconds of something slightly, maybe slightly harder, slightly more complicated. Okay, and then 30 seconds a little bit slower. Okay, so how fast and how slow is completely up to you. Make sure you can still kind of talk at the same time as you're marching. Okay, if you feel like you cannot talk at all, you're probably going too fast. Okay, if you're doing a talk test, okay, so that's talk test, is just breathing in, counting out loud in a normal tone and speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're aiming for somewhere between maybe 5 to 10. Okay, 5 will be more vigorous, definitely. 10 close to the moderate. Okay, but if you cannot count up to 5 at all, you're going too fast. Okay, so let's first minute, let's go a little faster than before, but still maybe not too fast, okay, but this time we just move your arms and legs at the same time, pick your feet off the floor. Okay, once again, you can always adjust your own speed. Okay, you can go faster or slower. Okay, first minute, we're still going to be going relatively slower. You could slowly ramp up the speed a little bit. Okay, once again, how fast is completely up to you. Okay, we're almost at a minute. Okay, we can do this for pretty much kind of 10 rounds or 10 minutes, and then we'll take a little break. Okay, first one, we're just gonna kind of touch our toes in the front. Okay, we're still reaching in different directions. Okay, so kind of just still kind of a march, okay, but we're tapping just in front, okay, just with our toes first. Okay, so just any arm, any leg, okay, just reaching forward. Okay, we're doing this for about 30 seconds. Okay, we're 15 to go. Okay, once again, if you feel comfortable, you can go a little faster. Okay, and back to maybe a relatively slower march. Okay, so this is the active rest part. So go as slow as you need to. Okay, but try to keep moving in some capacity. Okay, so even if you just shift your weight side to side, that is okay. Okay, next part, same idea. We're just reaching out to the side. Okay, let's try reaching in opposite direction as our hands and legs. Okay, so arms go one way, the legs go the other way. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, and back to our relatively slower march. Okay, if there's some ways to kind of measure your heart rate either by a watch or even manually or similar, feel free to do so. Kind of a general ballpark range we're looking for is to kind of your resting heart rate, and 20 to 30 beats faster will be kind of a general ballpark we're aiming for. Okay, if you have a stress test and you've been training for a while, you can, and you don't have any symptoms, you can go a little faster. Okay, but generally speaking, 20 to 30 beats faster than resting is usually good enough. Okay, so next one, kind of similar. We're going to kick back. Okay, kind of arms reaching in the opposite direction again. Okay, so once again, you can choose to go at whatever seat is comfortable for you. Okay, and back to just a slower march. Okay, next couple of sets, we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to exaggerate the motion a little bit. Okay, so for tapping forward, instead of tapping with our toes, let's try tap over heels, and let's try maybe reach out just slightly more. You're going to find you're going to have to kind of bend down a little bit on the other leg to reach a little forward. Okay, so let's try. So kind of you can go as slow as you need to. Okay, but try to exaggerate how far you are reaching forward your foot. Okay, so the other leg has to bend a little bit more so the heel can touch the ground, so the heel can reach a little forward. Okay, so using just a little bit more thigh muscles, maybe a little more hip muscles. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to march. Okay, so this time might even be, you might be walking even faster here than compared to the other one. Okay, next one, same idea. We're kicking on the side, but this time let's try to lift the leg off the floor. Okay, if your balance is you're not very comfortable with balance, feel free to still tap the floor, maybe just reach out a little further. Okay, other side, kind of still reach out, maybe up a little more with the arms. Okay, so let's try. So let's try reaching, just reaching out. Hands go one way, the arms go the other way. Okay, feeling our hip muscles working a little bit more. Okay, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, primary may feel a little more tight here. Okay, and back to march. So if you start to feel a little out of breath, you can always do a talk test to see where you're at. Okay, make sure you can still at least kind of talk to someone. Okay, at least in a short sentence. If you can't, slow down a little bit. Okay, next one, similar idea. We're gonna kick backwards. Okay, this time reach both arms forward. Okay, try to kick the leg off the floor if your balance allows for it. Okay, so reaching forward, the arms, kicking back the leg. Okay, also reaching up to the ceiling a little bit more. Even pause a little bit at the top if you want. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, and back to a march. Okay, we've done kind of 6 minutes so far. Reaching up to 7 minutes. Okay, just 3 more rounds to go. Okay, so next one, that's also still a bigger motion. We're just going to lift the knee up this time and try to reach up to the ceiling at the same time as well. Okay, so here we go. Okay, just try to reach, bring the knee up as high as you feel comfortable. Reach up as high as you feel comfortable as well. Try to imagine stretching out your body. Maybe feel a little bit of a stretch just underneath your armpit, kind of this area maybe. Okay, hips still has your worked. So we're still doing single leg balance. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, and back to the march. Comes back. Okay. Limbs back. Okay, hopefully everyone. Okay, so let's keep for this one. Let's try to go up to be stable again. Okay, so just go a little faster than before. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you almost imagine you're jogging on the spot. Your knee allows for it, or your foot allows for it. Okay, a couple more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and just back to just a slower march. Okay, so last one, let's still kind of reach up and lift the knees up. Okay, so bigger motion, still try to go a tad faster. Okay, so not all the way to the top, maybe just to forward level, same with the knees. Okay, so just a bigger motion. Okay, let's still try to move slightly quicker. Okay, halfway there. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to the slow march. Okay, so we've pretty much done 10 minutes. Okay, so let's gradually slow down. Okay, so maybe don't pick up your feet as high. Okay, deep breaths in and out. Okay, so That's we should have done the talk test right at the right after we done the fast part. Okay, but let's try again anyway. Okay, so take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so at most I was able to count to 8. That's roughly where we kind of want to be. Okay, so just somewhere, you can think of just somewhere around 10 will be kind of good range, target to aim for. Okay, so let's slow down even more. Okay, so let's check the time a little bit. Okay, so right now on my clock is 9:47 or so. Let's take maybe a couple of 3-minute break. Okay, so we're gonna start the second round around 9:50. Okay, so if you feel like you can still a little out of breath, make sure you still move around a little bit. Don't just sit down right away. Okay, so keep moving in some ways. Even if you do sit down, if you just keep moving your legs a little bit, that can help. It's a little safer for our heart. Okay, so let's take a couple-minute break. Okay, and we'll come back at 9:50. I'm gonna check the internet on my device. Okay. Okay, so during this time, if any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so once again, even though I'm recording it, it's only recording myself, including the voice part. Okay, so let's get ready for our second round. Okay, so same as last time, first minute, let's try to take it relatively slower. So always gradually ramp up, okay, and kind of gradually ramp back down. Okay, maybe gradually speed up a little bit if you feel comfortable. Okay, so for the first one, let's just march in a wider stance, okay, and then also try to march a little low as well. Okay, so just a little bit wider apart, okay, going to almost a squatting stance, okay, so maybe your knee is roughly over your feet, okay, your thumb is kind of sticking out, okay, so you're not just putting load on your thighs, you're also loading your hips as well. So I'm just getting ready to do some squats afterwards. Primarily, you feel in your thigh muscles. Okay, and back in to just punch. Okay, so next one, we're just gonna add a little bit more arms into it. Okay, so first one, you're gonna just imagine you're holding two drumsticks, okay, and you're just going to be kind of beating them up and down while you're in that kind of wide squat stance. Okay, so that's strong. Okay, so you don't even have to move your feet too much. Okay, maybe just slightly off the floor. Okay, or if you want, you can just move your arms as well. Okay, but slightly back and forth. Just try to keep the arms moving in some ways. Okay, kind of smaller motion for this time. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and a little bit slower. Okay, next round kind of similar. Okay, instead of just up and down, we're going to draw circles. Okay, so you can maybe 15 seconds one way and then 15 seconds the other way. Okay, but we're still in that kind of a little bit kind of a mini squat stance. Okay, when you're ready, slightly off the floor, moving arms. Slightly faster the arms than before. Okay, switch direction. Okay, 15 seconds left. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to a march. Okay, so try to catch your breath. Okay, so once again, by fast is once again depending on how you feel as well. Okay, so still be able to do a talk test while during it or right after it, see how you're feeling. Okay, next one, a little bit more the legs, same idea. Imagine you are, you just wash your blankets and you're trying to just swing it out a little bit, stretch it out a little bit. Okay, so we're just going to be moving up and down. Okay, this time kind of drive more with the legs. So let's just go along for the ride for this one. Okay, once you don't have to squat down too low, but you're just swinging a blanket up and down. Pair of pants. Okay, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to the march. Okay, so next one, kind of similar. So instead of swinging up and down, we're tossing something over and out to the one side, or you can think of your shoveling snow over and out to one side. Okay, so this time we're going to shifting our weight side to side. Okay, you're still sticking your bum out. Okay, and once again, go as slow as you want to. Okay, or you can go faster if you want as well. Okay, but still be able to kind of say a short sentence at least. Okay, and you can always switch directions. Okay, so we got mini squatting, but this time more so on one side of the leg. Gonna go along for the ride. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and back to march. Okay, so let's use this time to just check our heart rate. Okay, so if you're a watch, you're going to use that, or similar if you're going to use that. Okay, otherwise, maybe just find your pulse. Okay, I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and everyone kind of has a pulse. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, start counting. Stop. Okay, so remember whatever number you get, multiply that by 6. Okay, so I got about 20. Okay, so my heart rate is about 120 right now. Okay, so if you know your resting heart rate, kind of compare the two. Okay, good target, just roughly 20 to 30 beats high is good enough. for someone on heart medication. Okay, if you've been doing this for a while and you feel okay, you can go a little faster, but even just 30 to 40 beats is usually enough for most people. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so let's finish up with the squatting part. Okay, so this time we can think of jumping upwards. Okay, and we're also going to go up on the tiptoes as well. Okay, so this time we're just going to squat down, reaching up. Okay, you're going to stick your bum out. So you're not putting too much stress on your knees. Okay, so once again, you can go faster if you want. You can go slow if you want. Okay, if your knees bother you, you can even just do the going up on your toes part. Okay, and then lifting up the arms up. Okay, so we're 10 more seconds. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so probably more tired than 5 this time. Okay, so we just have 2 more minutes left. Almost there. Okay, so still going by kind of the theme of squatting. Okay, so this time instead of just marching low, let's just try to kind of squat down low and kind of march forward a few steps, march backwards a few steps. Okay, so when we're ready, we're going to march down lower. Okay, and we're just going to march forward a few steps, march backwards a few steps. Okay, and you can go as low as you feel comfortable. Okay, so adjust as you see fit. Okay, definitely feel it more on the thighs. If it's too hard, come back up a little higher. If it's too easy, feel free to go down as low as you want. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, and back. Okay, and do a talk test again myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm pretty out of breath today. Sometimes your condition change from day to day. Like for example, I didn't really sleep well last night. I can feel the intensity. My effort is higher today. So today might be a good time for me to slow down a little bit. Okay, same everyone, you can adjust as you see fit. Okay, so we did all the fires. Let's balance out the back and leg. Okay, so let's just do wider stance. Okay, last one we're going to do for this round is just going to be kicking our heel up, trying to get our heel to touch our butt almost. Feeling the muscles in the back of the thighs engaging. Okay, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and once again, let's not just stop completely abruptly. Let's slowly run back down. Okay, so still move, okay, but slow down. Focus on your breath. Okay, kind of breathing through the straw can help us to get rid of a little more carbon dioxide in the body. Kind of helps if you have some sort of lung condition, that would help as well. Primarily COPD. Okay, so let's even slow down more. Okay, so you can just kind of march, kind of pump your heels in place. Okay, feel free to do to do a talk test or check your heart rate by yourself again. Okay, so let's track the time a little bit. Okay, so right now it's about 10:01. Okay, let's take another 3-minute break or so. Okay, so let's come back around, let's say 10:04, 10:05. Okay, so still move around a little bit. If you still feel a little out, if you're breathing a little faster, if your heart rate's a little faster, keep moving a little bit. Okay, if any concern, feel free to use this time to talk to me as well. Okay, but otherwise, I may drink a little more, some water, etc. Okay, and see everyone in a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's get ready to begin again. So gradually ramp up again. Gradually working up to our working pace. First, this round, let's just do a more kind of weight shifting side to side, maybe front to back a little bit. Okay, so the first one, we're just gonna launch our feet a little wider, okay, and we're just gonna shift our weight side to side. Okay, gradually see if you can dip a little bit in the middle. Okay, so a little bit of a mini squat at the bottom. If I exaggerate, it looks something like this. Okay, but you don't have to go slow. Okay, it could be just something more gradual like this. Let's kind of dip a little bit of middle. Okay, and back to a march. Okay, so next one exactly the same as before. We're still kind of shifting side to side, a little bit of a dip in the middle. Okay, this time let's do what we did in the last round before, kicking up our heel. Okay, so we just kind of stepping down slightly, kicking the leg up at the other side. Okay, so how low you dip is up to you. Okay, how you can go faster in between if you need allows for it. Okay, if you need some prompts, we don't dip so low, don't go so fast. Okay, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the march. Okay, next round, next set, let's do more of arms. Okay, we're still kind of shifting side to side, okay, but this time kind of reaching side to side of our arms a little bit more. Okay, so kind of just still same kind of motion, okay, but this time reaching the arms as well. Okay, you can slowly reach high up. Okay, and move back to side to side. Okay, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just back to the active rest. Okay, so next one, let's add a little bit of rotation. So instead of reaching on the same side, okay, we're gonna reach across our body this time. So this is my right arm. I'm gonna reach across my left. Okay, my left arm is gonna reach across to the right. Okay, so I'm still kind of shifting my weight side to side a little bit. Okay, but just get a little bit of rotation. So your hips should turn, your feet should turn a little bit. Okay, if you want, you guys to have a little bit of a dip in the middle. Okay, or you can just go side to side as well. Okay, kind of more difficult in its own way. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so always you kind of doing a talk test by yourself. Okay, so check it anytime. Okay, and adjust the intensity that way. Okay, so to get some benefits to improve the heart, It works slightly difficult, okay, but it doesn't have to be very rigorous. Okay, so next one, let's just do the arms a little more. We're just gonna reach forward, okay, but this time just a little faster, okay, so feet doesn't have to move too much. Okay, let's try to go the arms just a little bit faster this time. Weight is still kind of shifting side to side a little bit. Okay, the motion of my arms is very short. Okay, 10 more seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Almost there. We're 5 more minutes left. Okay, so next one, let's use slightly more of our tricep area, a little more of the bicep. Okay, so imagine you are kind of skiing or something like this, okay, where you bend and extend the arm. Okay, but this time, let's just try to go a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm not so much moving my entire arm, just swinging arms back and forth. Okay, imagine I'm trying to push myself back with my arm, with my hands. 5 more seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so next one, let's do a little more diagonal. Okay, so we're gonna have kind of 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, and kind of we're still shifting the weight side, kind of front to back, a little bit side to side. Okay, but we're just going kind of reaching forward, reaching back. Okay, just in a more of a diagonal direction. Still feeling out the weight going over the one leg, front leg, and the back leg. Okay, and let's switch to the other side. Okay, 10 more seconds or so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, always be monitoring your breathing, monitoring our heart rate. Okay, especially, and of course, monitoring any symptoms you may have. Okay, slow down or stop if you need to. Okay, so let's do a little bit of cross stepping. So we're still shifting side to side. Okay, but this time let's kick our leg, one leg back. Okay, arms, just do whatever you need to do to kind of balance yourself out. Okay, 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for the last one, let's move our hips a little bit more. Okay, we'll be kicking kind of leg up and back a little bit. Okay, but we're incorporating our arms as well. Okay, you've done skiing and cross-country skiing. You can imagine you're going to push yourself back with arms. Okay, also push yourself back with the leg as well. Okay, so it just looks like you are pushing 2 arms and 1 foot back. Okay, if you want to make it harder, you can squat, get a little bit of a dip at the bottom, like so. Okay, but try to just squeeze the butt muscles to kick the leg up a little bit. Be careful, don't be overextending the back. Okay, use your hips on your back. Okay, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that one, hopefully you felt it a little more in the big muscles in the butt. Okay, once again, peak of your effort, feel free to check your heart rate, feel free to do the talk test. Okay, and that was 10 minutes. Good job, everyone. Okay, so let's just slow down a little bit once again. I'm going to go down just a little bit of stretching afterwards. Okay, but for now, let's slow down a little bit. Focusing on our breath. Okay, release. Let's try to relax any areas so you still maybe a little tense in. Okay, so while you're slowing down, you can do other things like just trying to relax. The idea is we don't want our blood to kind of pull in our lower limbs. Okay, we don't want our heart to just suddenly not stop, but then slow down too abruptly. Okay, so let's do just a little bit of stretching. Okay, so anytime you walk a lot, including marching the spot, our calves can be a little tight afterwards, a little tense. So let's stretch that part out as we usually do. Okay, so either just find a chair, find a wall, anything with a sturdy leg that you can kind of put your one foot up on. Okay, your heels on the ground. Okay, and you're just trying to get your hips closer to the wall, or the chair, or the whatever you're leaning towards. Okay, and feeling this stretch mostly in the calf area, okay, the lower leg area, in the back. Once again, if you have any foot pain, heel pain, and this causes a sharp pain, just feel free to skip it. Okay, similarly, this time, just stretching a different part. I'm gonna get a knee to go a little further in towards whatever you're getting, holding on to. Okay, feeling more the stretch in the heels, a little bit lower. Okay, and while you're doing so, just deep breath in and out. Okay, and whenever you're ready, it's the same thing on the side. Okay, so legs straight first. Okay, getting the hips closer to forward first. Deep breath in and out. Okay, just try to hold it for maybe 3 to 5 deep breaths. Okay, now afterwards, try to get your knee a little closer or a little more forward. Okay, good. Okay, so sometimes when we do lower marching, we are using a lot more hip flexors, so let's stretch that part out. Okay, you might still feel a little bit of a calf stretch for this one, okay, but 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Feet wide enough for balance. Okay, important thing, find where your belt is. Try to lift your belt up. Okay, so you're tilting your pelvis back, lightly sucking something in. Back heel can be on the ground, off the ground, up to you, but try to keep the back leg straight. Try to keep your belt up. Feel the stretch in the front of the hips. Okay, once again, deep breath in and out. Okay, one thing you can do is also lean away slightly. Okay, so my right leg is back. I'm going to lean slightly to the left, lean slightly backwards. You might feel a little bit of stretch in the start of your trunk as well. Okay, especially if you take a deep breath in and out. Okay, but still try to keep that belt line up. Okay, shake it up. Okay, when you're ready, you can repeat on the other side. Okay, I know I keep repeating this, okay, but we're not trying to like stretch our back. So if I'm doing this, I'm kind of really arch my back. I don't really feel it in the front of my hips. Okay, so I want to bring my belt up, feel the stretch in the front of my back leg. And once again, if you want to, whatever leg is back, lean kind of in the opposite direction and slightly back. Okay, so my left leg is back. I'm leaning towards my right, slightly backwards, keeping that belt up. Deep breath in out. Okay, and back leg is relatively straight. Okay, and slowly coming back. Okay, so shoulders, we did a little bit. So let's just do the classic shoulder stretch. Okay, so reach across the body, wrap the other arm underneath the elbows, holding my arm in, feeling a stretch in the shoulders. Okay, trying not to shrug up too much. Okay, and same thing on the other side. Okay, so lastly, let's just stretch out the side of the neck, top of the shoulders. So sideways a little bit. Okay, you can use this arm to help a little bit if you want. Okay, and also put that arm just behind your back. Okay, so whatever my left arm is back, so I'm kind of leading my head towards my right. Okay, I'm trying to drop my shoulders down slightly. Okay, I can imagine someone pulling my ear up. Okay, come back. Okay, when you're ready, kind of repeat on the other side. Okay, so coming back, check everything out. Okay, and that's all the time we have for today. Okay, so thank you for coming, everyone. At 11 o'clock, we do have a physiotherapist, Shao Ping. She's going to give us a talk on joint pains and also scar tissue healing as well. Okay, so if you're interested, you can go to our link on a calendar. Okay, and if not, we can maybe see everyone on Thursday for the breathing and reaching, the stretching class. Okay, so once again, thank you for coming, everyone.